and let's start early with Baha.
Thank you. Before I start, I wanted to remind everyone that in your name tags, there is a colored piece of paper. Please remember to bring that to the dinner because that actually tells them what you're going to eat. So make sure that you bring the name tags and that little piece of paper to the dinner. Also, I would like to congratulate all the fathers here, since this is the Father's Day. At some level, you probably didn't remember, Willy was a father for all of us. So I think it's really appropriate that we are celebrating him on Father's Day. Okay, so let's now see if any one of you would like to share their reminiscences. I guess everyone is.
Can I start by?
Oh, yeah, please go ahead. Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
I told that to Tom Roser a few weeks ago, actually. I mean, it's amazing. Willy used to come in and I will see him every now and then over there. But in particular, he will come to my office. And one day he was in my office and it was close to lunchtime. And he said, well, let's go to lunch. I told him, do you want to drive or you want to walk? He said, we'll drive. So that day I was driving my son's 280Z, which is stick shift, which I'm not a good stick shift driver. And so I started slowly and Willy came to me and he said, hey, that's not how we drive this sports car. Let me in. I gave him the, he took over and boy, you should see him zigzagging at speeds of 40 to 50 miles an hour in the Brookhaven roads there. Luckily, no police saw us actually for the next 20 minutes or so before we got back to the cafeteria. And that's Willy actually. That's really him.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Anyone else who would like to comment on, share their reminiscences? I guess Steve.
Well, I mean, just because Yusuf brought up driving, you know, there was this famous event when Willy had, if I remember right, it was a little MG. And he was going home one night and he couldn't get the MG to go into drive. So he drove home from the Sterling Hall to his home, which was then on the west side of Madison in reverse. So that's very consistent with your story, you said.
Thank you. Yes, Tom?
This doesn't relate to driving or Brookhaven, but I was at many international conferences with Willy. One was in Tsukuba in 1985, I believe, prior to a polarization conference in Osaka. And we were there and we were hosted by Professor Yagi, who was director of the Tsukuba laboratory, in his brand new home. He'd only been living there for a couple of months and he was very proud of this new house. And we were all gathered around in the living room. Someone went to use the facilities and came back laughing. And there was beginning to be information around the group gathered there, but that the bathroom had some interesting plumbing. And it turned out that the toilet was most interesting. Finally, Willy had to go explore. It was a Toto toilet. It had a little control box on the side. and Willie started pushing buttons. And suddenly water came up from behind. And he stood up to see what was happening, and water went all over the whole toilet. And then he spent about 10 minutes in there on his hands and knees with rice paper, wiping up all the water that had been spilled from his bidet kind of thing that came out from under the toilet seat, and came back completely red-faced by all of his laughing. And then everybody was making a beeline to the toilet that night to follow up with Willie to see what it was, but so amusing. I mean, it was quite an experience.
We all felt as young graduates.
Yeah, thank you.
I mean, this is nothing about Willy, but I can only recommend such toilets because we have 2 of them in our house. And it's, I mean, it's a totally severe subject because they really do the job in contrast to paper. So I don't, I mean, it's for me surprising that we have the same in our house, that people go to the toilet and look and come back laughing, but it's a very serious thing, and I can only recommend.
Thank you.
The toilet seat was heated, and Willie got it up pretty hot.
Thanks.
Actually, I had to comment on that. I've had for many years, because, you know, by birth, I'm Italian. I like water. I find it completely uncivilized that in this country, people would just use paper. And so I need water. I feel dirty. It's like not brushing your teeth. Are you joking? I should go a week without brushing my teeth? So anyway, I have for years $100 lever system that is not heated. It costs $100. It's called Biffy, and it works like a charm. I recently replaced it with more than $1,000 total washlet type of thingy that you put on top of your toilet. It's super high tech. It has a remote control. It sucks. It costs way too much and it doesn't do the job. So I beg to differ from your point of view. Buy a Biffy, don't waste any money on this piece of crap.
Thank you. Anyone else? Well, I guess people are eager to go outside in this nice day. And so I will see all of you. We will see you at 7 o'clock at the Memorial Union Great Hall. It's great. I think it's on the 2nd floor of the Memorial Union, but as you enter, there is a directory. It directs you where to go. We can also all, at least some people will go together, so you can join us as well if you want. The problem is, I should warn you, it would take some time because of the construction. It's not normally, we could just go from here, but because of construction, we have to go around quite a bit. So you cannot really go through the route that you would remember from your student days, like by the Botanical Garden, go up and down very quickly. So you have to go to University Avenue, which takes a bit longer. So let me just point out.
We can go up Charter Street and then turn?
That you can do, yes. You can go up here and then down. That's probably is if you don't mind walking up, that probably is the easiest and fastest from here. Okay, well, thank you very much, and we'll see you in less than 2 hours.